Samsung Galaxy M11. This is Samsung's latest entry in the usually competitive Galaxy M series of smartphones. So what's the deal with this one? What's Samsung giving us here? Is there anything interesting about this phone? Let's get right to it once we take it out of the box. Hey guys, Ash here from C4eTech, and if you do end up liking what you see in this video, please subscribe and turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon. Let's now get started. The unboxing's a pretty standard affair. We have a slide open box. Inside we find the regular literature, the quick start guide, warranty card, etc. We then have the Galaxy M11 itself. There are three color options: violet, metallic blue, and this one, the black. Let's get to it in a bit. We then have a 15-watt fast charger along with a USB Type-C cable and a SIM ejector pin. And that's pretty much it for the box contents. Once again, these are all the things we got in the box, and this is the Samsung Galaxy M11. So what changes do we get with it? Well, let's start with the build. The M11 is slightly taller, wider, and even thicker than the M10s. It also happens to be 28 grams heavier than its predecessor. Has the screen size gone up? Not really. So why this increase in footprint? When Samsung initially announced their M series of smartphones, both the M20 and M30 had 5000 mAh batteries, while the M10 only had a 4000 mAh battery. Now the M21 and the M31, they've gone 6000 mAh, and yes, the M11 comes with a 5000 mAh battery. Given the 25% increase in battery capacity, I feel the slight increase in footprint is worth it. And the phone is just as wieldy in hand as its predecessor. In fact, more so, as this plastic back, it's got a matte finish instead of glossy. It helps with grip, and in my humble opinion, looks better since it doesn't pick up fingerprints and smudges quite as much. This build seems functional. We have the power and volume keys to the right, the headphone jack and secondary noise cancelling microphone up top, a tray to the left. With this can house two SIMs and a microSD card, so Samsung seems to be continuing with that trend, which is good. Beneath we have the primary microphone, speaker, and in between those two, a USB Type-C port. Coming to the front, while the display hasn't changed in size, the notch is gone and it's replaced by a tiny little unobtrusive punch hole to the top left. This is why Samsung seems to have gone with a LCD display here instead of AMOLED. What do you guys think? Does a punch hole at the cost of AMOLED make sense to you? Or would you have liked to see an AMOLED panel even if that meant having a notch? Leave a comment down below. I could have given a poll, but hey, YouTube's removing polls, so blame YouTube. Leave a comment down below and let me know. That said, this seems to be a good LCD panel. The resolution remains the same, HD+, the aspect ratio too, 19.5 by 9, and at 268 pixels per inch, it's not very sharp. But the colors are fine and so are the viewing angles. The brightness levels are also quite good. I had no issues looking at the screen when I was getting these selfies outdoors. These were shot with the 8 megapixel selfie camera that's in that punch hole to the top left. The dynamic range is a little lacking. For example, look at my hand being blown out here. But the rest of the image, it came out well. My crappy hair apart, I like the selfies. The details, they were there. Colors were natural, and I also like how when you tell a Samsung phone to leave the beauty mode off, it actually leaves the beauty mode off. With a lot of other brands, you still get some unnatural smoothing. Not the case here. By the way, there's the software crop option that we've been seeing with Samsung selfie cameras these days. Moving on to what's on the inside, the Exynos chip on the M10s, it's been replaced with a Qualcomm chip. This is the Snapdragon 450, and it's coupled with 3 or 4 gigs of RAM along with 32 or 64 gigs of eMMC 5.1 storage. This one's definitely not spec heavy, but with regular use it felt fine. From a performance perspective, the M11 feels like it could be a good second phone, or it could be a phone you could recommend to people who don't game or use phones extensively. Because for light usage, One UI 2.0 here felt good enough. There's the occasional stutter, yes, but for the most part it was smooth sailing. There are a lot of pre-installed apps, but they can be uninstalled. Now this is despite us opting out of each install request during boot. Moving through the apps, browsing, the M11 felt smooth. We have a dark mode here, there's support for themes, so you can keep your home screen looking interesting. We get about 23 gigs of usable storage out of the 32, which is par for the course. Of course, we can always expand it further given the dedicated microSD support. Talking about support, we have FM radio, this face unlock which was fast too, and this fingerprint scanner to the back, quick and gets the job done. Now if you look close when I was talking about the fingerprint scanner, you'd have noticed that the M11 comes with a triple camera setup instead of its predecessor's dual camera. The third sensor isn't exactly groundbreaking, it's just a depth sensor, but it should help improve the live focus shots. the edge reduction for it. What do you guys think? How does this look? I'd have loved to compare these side by side with the M10s, which doesn't have a depth sensor, but sadly I don't have that phone with me. That's one of the few M series phones that we did not cover. Now the other two cameras, at first glance they appear to be the same ones from the M10s. 13 megapixel regular and 5 megapixel ultra wide. There is a small difference this time though. The primary 13 megapixel sensor is paired with an even faster f1.8 lens. So as you can see from these images, the depth of field is shallow, that is, the background gets quite blurry. I also like Samsung's color processing. Everything appears rich. The dynamic range for the price is acceptable. There also seems to be a good amount of detail being captured. The 5 megapixel ultra wide is as good as you can expect for the segment. It's not as good as the primary, but does serve the purpose of being able to fit more into a single frame. It's always nice to have options, right? Technology has grown so fast that we've started to expect 4K recording even on budget phones like this, and sadly that's one thing the M11 doesn't have. Maybe next time, right? The Full HD video though, it seems to be good. And with that, we get the pricing. The Galaxy M11 starts at 11,000 rupees, and this time there is a higher 464 variant as well that's priced 2,000 more. At this price, the M11 seems to be a great choice for everyone who doesn't want to buy a Chinese phone. There seems to be quite a bit of that sentiment going around now, so this might make sense. What do you guys think? Is the M11 something you see yourself getting? It feels like a perfectly functional starter phone. Of course, I'll have something more conclusive to say in the full review. Till then, thanks a lot for your time. Thanks for watching this video. And if it's not too much of a hassle, hit that thumbs up button. Also subscribe if you want to watch more content like this. If you've already subscribed, hit that bell icon to turn on notifications. Until next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4E Tech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.